Here we got Jimmy Screamclaws' When Blackbirds Fly. This is from MVD Visual, the same guy that gave us Where the Dead Go to Die, which was a very interesting, bizarre, and extremely creative mind trip of a film that I really enjoyed when Unearthed Films released it a few years back. This is the new one. You can only get the Blu-ray from his website. I think it's limited to 100 copies. This is the, like I said, the DVD from MVD Visual. And if you don't like Where the Dead Go to Die, then you might not like this. But if you did like that, you're probably going to love this because it's more creativeness, it's more bizarreness, it's still using some of the same techniques, and I will admit at times that, style kind of can give you a headache in some scenes, but it still can blow you away a few minutes later after that with some amazing visuals, I guess you could say. And what an odd plot this one has. So this one takes place in the black and white world of a town called Heaven, where its leader, Cain, is praised everywhere on everything. You see a bunch of propaganda posters of him, basically, just promoting the guy. He's basically the god of the town, basically. And it's odd. They have their own way of doing things there. Like we join this couple, and the father of the two, or will be a father, he's the husband of the two at the start. He's always feeding these birds and stuff, and then, there she is, and it's really bizarre, and they finally get selected to have a child. So when you have a child in this town, you get loaded up, you go to this place, and you pick one, or you pick what will be one, and it grows into one. So they get their boy, and he's a little different, you can tell from the start. So they got him, and things are going fine, and then he sort of, like everybody else, or at least like the kids anyway seem to be, there's this wall that goes around the town, and you are forbidden to go into that area. I forget what that area is actually called at the time. I don't see it here on the back, but you cannot go past the wall, although the boy ends up meeting a girl who is really, really intent on going on the outside of that wall, and they're walking home from school one day, and they see a wounded animal through like a hole in the wall, and it tells them, to come on, help it, blah, 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 all that stuff. And one thing leads to another, and this thing goes down the rabbit hole quickly. But it goes down the rabbit hole in one of the more creative ways that I've seen, like both in story and in style and everything you can think of. This thing is at times seemingly throwing everything against the wall to see what'll stick, but everything more or less sticks, oddly enough. And, eventually you end up outside the wall, and when you're outside the wall, it's not like inside the wall. It's this whole big, colorful, hypnotic, psychedelic thing that is really done well. And then there's these really bizarre characters, and you realize the story, or hear the story, just say, of Cain and why things are like they are, and it even gets more like religious based, and it just goes all over the place with a very creative and clever and bizarre story that I think you're either going to love or you're either going to hate. And I think if you love it, you're going to really love it, but if you hate it, you're probably going to really hate it. It's just one of those type of films. And like I said, if you like Where the Dead Go to Die, which I did like that movie, I think you're really going to like this one. If you didn't like that, then you probably don't even want to try this, because it's maybe improved a little bit in the art side of it. But things are even more crazy and chaotic, I think, this time. Although the story overall is a lot better than what you got in that movie. This does come packed with plenty of extras. We got the commentary with Jimmy Screamclaws, and M. Strange, I think, or maybe sitting here. Commentary with Jimmy Screamclaws, M. Strange, and Raquel Music Box. We got aliases, people. We got aliases. 20 minutes of deleted scenes, an option to reinsert the scenes into the film, Affection animated horror short, Butcher Harm clinical sodomy, band music video, Mutwa music video, action figure shorts, reality bleed through remix short, 15-minute behind the scenes voice acting featurette, propaganda galleries, trailers, reversible cover art, and of course it's widescreen, it's English subtitles, the whole 9 yards. This This is interesting, and you may even notice some of the voices. I ain't gonna actually say who they are. I guess maybe I'll let you get this and see if you can recognize them on your own. But it's got quite a few well-known people doing the voices. There's the disc. Well, my finger's on it, but there's your disc. Not gonna remove it, but that's the, I guess, mild version, if you can get that at all. It looks, that's basically what you see, more or less, when you get outside the wall, although this is totally glaring and you can't see it. I don't want to pull that out. But like I said, as far as I'm concerned right now, I think this is one of the better films of the year. Even though it's going to be like a key lime pie of a movie that not everybody's going to love. But I think if I was forced to do a top 10 right now, this would be near the top, if not at the top. I'd have to reevaluate what I've watched from this year, but this here is great. And I think if you have an artistic bone in your body when it comes to horror films and psychedelic animated horror films in a lot of ways, then you should give this one a watch.